Well, I'm really excited to welcome my first guest tonight, Dusty Springfield. Dusty, I've been longing to meet you, and you finally made it back to England.
Janet!
Now, why did you ever go?
Good question. I got bored.
You got bored, but after all those hits, why leave at the time you did?
Well, it was much the same situation as the Springfields. You know, the Springfields saw the Beatles coming, and I saw a future of. I'd been sort of at the top for 5 or 6 years, and I didn't see that I could go any further in any particular direction, except being the kind of restless person that I am. I would have landed up doing pantomime and summer seasons, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, there's some great shows there, but I never lasted.
But you had all those. You had 17 hit records in a row.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
What did it feel like? I mean, was it fun?
Yeah, if I hadn't been, a lot of it was fun, but I felt I was rather driven. You know, it's like when you're on a roll of hit records, it's, you know, what you're going to do next time to better it, and so you get sort of caught up in that syndrome of how am I going to do it better? How am I going to do it better? What am I going to do next? Should I change to a ballad? Should I change to whatever? And eventually you sort of run out of ideas. So I thought the time was, you know, to sort of move on to the States.
How did it feel? I mean, at the time you decided, I can't stand England anymore, I've got to go to America, how did you feel inside your head?
I felt very sad. I was very excited about the prospect because I always dreamt as a kid of going to America. But, I mean, when I got there, it wasn't as I imagined at all. I got very intimidated by Americans. I thought that they knew better than I did. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't know nothing. And so, well, some of them are great, but, you know, I live in Los Angeles, and it's just.
But you really went there to stop working for a bit, didn't you?
Well, I went there to start working for a bit, then I hated what I was doing, which was nightclubs and things, and I thought, you know, I'd been singing all my life since I left convent school, and I hadn't had any chance to grow up. I just sort of became this monster that I'd invented for myself to become.
Well, when you read about yourself in the newspapers, was this when you read about this person that newspapers and the music press wrote about, was it really you? I mean, well, were you reading about this two-dimensional person?
It's certainly a part of me. I mean, I've mellowed a bit, but I still fling things around a lot, you know.
Now you've gone away and you've had time to think about it and think about how to have a good time. Do you know how to have a good time?
Yeah, I know I had a good time because I stopped singing for a while and grew up a bit. I mean, I hadn't been any time to grow up and discover what I really wanted to do in my life. I went through periods of I got very involved with animal causes and everything. But then I discovered, you know, I'm a singer. Yeah. So why not sing? But I didn't want to sing anymore in the States, especially in Los Angeles, even though I have a lot of nice friends there. And I looked back towards Britain, and I saw that this is where the trends are being set. This is where it's happening. This is where I feel best. My self-esteem comes up. There's a good buzz going on.
Is it because people in Britain know how to have a good time, and because we're more receptive to different ideas, and we don't have we don't have predetermined ideas about what age you've got to be and what you've got to look like?
What I love about the charts here is, I mean, it's such a glorious mixture of music. I mean, you can have God knows what, and then Des O'Connor next door. I mean, you can have anything in the charts. Well, Tina Turner was a big eye-opener to a lot of us, I think. You know, Tina had always been around and had a very big following in this country, but she had a tough time keeping a following in the States, but she worked and she worked and she worked. But it really was marvellous, and I was so proud that it took the British to capture her on record finally. And look what happened, you know.
Because soul and rhythm and blues has never really gone away here, has it? I mean, the audience has grown and grown.
What's so marvellous is all the things I used to fight for and promoting Motown and Stax and Volt and all that. Yeah. I mean, it's so lovely to walk back into England to hear it all happening. Well, I feel very comfortable with it.
Great. Well, I'm really looking forward to hearing you sing tonight.
Tonight, and there'll be some new records out soon. So.
Great. Thank you, Dusty. Okay. Thanks very much.